Hello everyone, welcome to Genius channel. We'll see some previous year maths questions of NDA. So, see the question number 82. Question number 82. All of you try question number 82. Once you get the answer, just comment your answers. Question number 82, integral 0 to pi by 2 modulus of sin x minus cos x dx is equal to. So what does this question means? There is a modulus sign, so you may have to split the function. Okay, all of you try that. Okay, how would you split the function? See, here it is 0 to pi by 2, isn't it? So I'm going to see whether I can split it as 0 to pi by 4 and 0 to and pi by 4 to pi by 2. That is how I can split, isn't it? I can split this 0 to pi by 2, that is 0 to 90 as 0 to 45 and 45 to 90, isn't it? 0 to pi by 4, pi by 4 to pi by 2. Okay, now I'm going to split this function integral 0 to pi by 4. This one I'm splitting as. So in the interval 0 to pi by 4, if I am putting sine 0, that is 0, cos 0, that is 1. So sine 0 minus cos 0, that is 0 minus 1, I am getting negative 1. So in this interval, this function is negative. So we can write this as minus sine x minus cos x plus integral pi by 4 to pi by 2. So in this interval, what I'm taking, suppose I'm taking 60, sine 60, because 60 is coming in between pi by 4 and pi by 2. So sine 60 is root 3 by 2, cos 60 is 1 by 2. So if I subtract root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, this will be positive. So in this interval, the function is positive, sine x minus cos x. So I can just write like that. Okay, now do integration. What is the integral of sine x? That is minus cos x. What is integral of cos x? That is sine x. In the interval 0 to pi by 4. Here, if I do integral, what is the integral of sine x? Minus cos x. What is the integral of cos x? That is sine x. In the interval pi by 4 to pi by 2. Okay, so this will become cos x plus sin x 0 to pi by 4, because this negative will go, isn't it? Plus minus cos x minus sin x pi by 4 to pi by 2. Pi by 4 to pi by 2. Apply that. Cos pi by 4. Cos pi by 4, that is 1 by root 2, plus sin pi by 4, that is also 1 by root 2, minus cos 0, 1, minus sin 0, 0. Plus here cos pi by 2, that is minus 0, minus sin pi by 2, that is 1, minus, so that is this minus, so that's a minus over here. Cos pi by 2, that is 0, minus sin pi by 2. Sorry, we are putting pi by 4, isn't it? Cos pi by 4, 1 by root 2, minus 1 by root 2, minus sin pi by 4, 1 by root 2. This minus, this minus. Okay. So this will become 2 by root 2 minus 1 plus minus 1 plus 2 by root 2. So that will be root 2 2 root 2, isn't it? 2 by root 2 plus 2 by root 2. So root 2 minus 2. That is 2 into root 2 minus 1 is the answer. Option B. 2 into root 2 minus 1. Option B is the correct answer. So I splitted the function. I just took the integration. Then I applied the limit. When you apply the limit, just be careful. Signs should not go here and there. You have to carefully put sign. Otherwise, you will not be getting the answer. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Question number 83. If y is equal to a, question number 83, you have to see. If y is equal to a cos 2x plus b sin 2x, then see A, B, C, D options, which is correct, you have to choose. So they have given y is equal to a cos 2x plus b sin 2x. All of you do that, and once you get the answer, comment your answers too. That is an easy direct question. Okay, have you got the answer? What is the answer? Okay, I'll do that. First, take the derivative dy by dx. Dy by dx is equal to how to take the derivative. A into derivative of cos x is minus sin 2x into derivative of 2x is 2 plus b into derivative of sin x is cos 2x into 2. So that is minus 2a sin 2x plus 2b cos 2x. Now take the derivative again, d square y by dx square, that is minus 2a is constant. Then sin 2x derivative is cos 2x into 2 plus 2b constant. Derivative of cos x is minus sin 2x into 2. So what you will get? You will get it as d square y by dx square is equal to minus 4a cos 2x minus 4b sin 2x. So that is when you take minus 4 common, this will become a cos 2x plus b sin 2x. So that is minus 4. What is a cos 2x plus b sin 2x? That is y. Okay, so d square y by dx square is equal to minus 4y. D square y by dx square is equal to minus 4y. So d square y by dx square plus 4y is equal to 0. That is the correct answer. Option D. D square y by dx square plus 4y is equal to 0. Option D is the correct answer. So that is a direct question. Only you have to take the derivative 2 times. So let's see the next question. A given quantity of metal is to be cast into a half cylinder, that is with a rectangular base and semicircular ends. If the total surface area is to be minimum, then the ratio of the height of the half cylinder to the diameter of the semicircular ends is. A given quantity of metal is to be cast into half cylinder. Half cylinder means what? Half cylinder means cylinder is like this, isn't it? So half cylinder means, yeah, this half, when you cut that, that will become like this, isn't it? There is a rectangular base and two rectangular base with two semicircular ends, isn't it? The total surface area, what you need, it has to be minimum. Total surface area has to be minimum. You have to find the ratio of height of the half cylinder. Height is to, ratio of height is to diameter, 2r. This is what you have to find, height and 2r. Ratio of height is to diameter means 2r, isn't it? So please do yourself, and once you get the answer, comment it. Okay, so let's see how to do this. There is a rectangular base and there are semicircular ends, and this is a half cylinder. Like when we cut the cylinder into half, what we get, that is the figure they are telling. Okay. So what is the total surface area? Total surface area, there will be a rectangular base, isn't it? So if this is height and this is base, this is the, if there's a rectangle, then this is 2r, isn't it? Diameter. So base area would be that, like if it is taking and this as a rectangle, isn't it? That will be L into B, H into 2R, isn't it? Then we have semicircular ends, isn't it? Semicircular ends, two semicircular ends will become one circle, isn't it? So I can write that as pi r square. Plus I have curved surface area. What is curved surface area? That is 2 pi r h. That is for this entire cylinder. So we have a half curved surface area. So that is just pi r h. So what is total surface area? Total surface area will be 2RH plus pi r square plus pi RH. That is the total surface area. Now take the derivative. So surface area if I am taking as ds by dr. What will be that? So that will be 2h plus 2 pi r plus pi h, isn't it? If I take the derivative with respect to r. Now substitute ds or equate ds by dr to 0. What you will get? You will get 2h plus 2 pi r plus pi h is equal to 0. So from this, what you will get? Try to find r, because here what we need, the ratio of height to diameter. H is to 2r you need. H is to 2r you need. So try that. H is to 2r. How can we make from here? So for that I'm just writing remaining portion here. 2h plus pi h is equal to 2 pi r minus 2 pi r So if I take h common, pi plus 2 is equal to minus 2 pi r. So h by 2r I need, isn't it? H by 2r will be, that means I'm bringing this 2r to this side, that will be minus pi by pi plus 2. Minus pi by pi plus 2, isn't it? So negative sign indicates that the surface area. So because here they're asking minimum, isn't it? Minimum they are asking, isn't it? So we can neglect this. We need the value. We have to just need the ratio. Ratio is pi is to pi plus 2. Ratio is pi is to pi plus 2. That is the correct answer. Let's go to the next question. Question number 85. Integral e raised to integral 0 to pi by 2 e raised to sin x cos dx. Cos x dx. Integral 0 to pi by 2 e raised to sin x cos x dx is equal to. Well, if you try, that is integration question. See whether you get the answer. If you're getting the answer, just comment it. This seems to be easy because sin x and cos x exist. So usually you will be able to follow the substitution method. Try. You may get the answer while doing the substitution method because sin x is there and cos x is there. So better that you substitute in the sin x as some variable t. Find out the answer. Okay, see the question is integral 0 to pi by 2 e raised to sin x cos x dx. So whenever a function at its derivative is coming, usually we will be able to solve that in substitution method. So I'm putting t is equal to sin x, then dt is equal to cos x dx, isn't it? So see this question, cos x dx is there, that I can replace as dt, then e raised to so this will become integral 0 to pi by 2 e raised to t dt. So what is the integration of e raised to t? That is e raised to t itself in the interval 0 to pi by 2. So that will become e raised to pi by 2. Now listen, we haven't changed the limit, isn't it? When you substitute, we have to change the limit also. So 0 to pi by 2. So if x is 0, sine 0, that is 0. So t will become 0 itself. Then when x is pi by 2, sine pi by 2. So sine pi by 2, that is 1, isn't it? So 0 to 1. So this limit will become integral 0 to 1. So what is the integral of e raised to t? That is e raised to t itself. Then limit is 0 to 1. Don't forget to change the limit. Okay. Whenever you change if you use another variable, you have to change the limit also. So 0 to 1 e raised to t. So substitute that t is 1. So e raised to 1 minus e raised to 0. That is e minus 1. Option B is the correct answer. E minus 1. Okay, so let's go to the next question. If f of x is equal to x minus 2 by x plus 2. If f of x is equal to minus 2 by x plus 2, what is the value of f inverse x? You have to find f inverse x is what? Okay, so you're given with option. Just try. I'll give you 1 minute. After you get the answer, comment it. Okay, so how to do this? For this, we have to put y is equal to x minus 2 by x plus 2. Now, you have to express x, y is equal to x minus 2 by x plus 2. You have to express x in terms of y first. So that will become y into x plus 2 is equal to x minus 2. So xy plus 2y is equal to x minus 2. Now, this we can write as, I am taking x to one side. So that will become 2y plus 2 is equal to x minus xy. So take x common, that will become 1 minus y. So 2y plus 2 is equal to x into 1 minus y. X is equal to 2y plus 2 by 2y plus 2 by 1 minus y. Okay, so listen, we got x in terms of y, but they are asking f inverse of x, isn't it? So f inverse of x means we have f inverse of x as 2x plus 2 by 1 minus x. That means just replace all y by x. So 2x plus 2 by 1 minus x. So take 2 common, 1 plus x by 1 minus x. So that is the option D. So whenever they are asking f inverse x, you have to take this as from y, then find out x in terms of y, then replace that with x. That will give the answer. Okay, let's do one more question. Question number 87. What is ln x square dx equal to? Direct question. You have to find what is integral ln x square dx equal to. Okay, please try all of you. So let's see how to do. Listen, what is log x raised to n? Log x raised to n is n log x. So here we have ln x square that we can write as 2 ln x, isn't it? So we have to find integral 2 ln x. dx. So here I'm going to take like this, that is first function is as this and second function as this. First function as ln x and second function as 2. So we can integrate by parts, that is first function into integral of the second function. What is the integral of 2? That is 2 into integral of x, that 1, that is 2x, minus big integral of derivative of the first function, derivative of first function, derivative of ln x is 1 by x, isn't it? Into integral of the second function. So that is 2x dx. So that is ln x into 2x minus, cancel this x and x, integral 2, isn't it? Integral 2 is nothing but 2x plus c. That is 2x ln x minus 2x plus c. That is the correct answer. So 2x ln x minus 2x plus c, that is option A is the correct answer. Okay, so whenever you see, remember, whenever you see logarithm, if no other way is possible, you go for integration by parts, that is substitution. Usually substitution and all may not be possible in the case of logarithmic function. So in that case, you have to go for integration by parts. Okay. So see you everyone. Thank you. We'll see you in another video with some more questions.